Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. I'm Hiral Dadia. Very good morning to all the viewers. The first update that we have so far is that the RBI policy announcement decision to maintain the repo rate at 6.5% for a second consecutive time. Now, this also reflects the positive impact of inflation easing in various sectors, along with maintaining its stance of withdrawal of accommodation. Clearly, the MPC has decided to remain status quo in line with what the street was expecting. And given the global macro headwinds which are still visible, the members have actually not felt it appropriate to change their stance. So that's what is coming from an economy perspective, but no major reaction coming in for the markets. You have the Bank Nifty as well as the Nifty that has remained pretty much status quo as well. Around 160 points up move coming in on Bank Nifty, whereas you have Nifty 50, which is trying to inch towards those 18,800 levels. It is expiry as well. So whether we are able to cross those numbers in today's session is going to be interesting to wait and watch. But a lot of stock-specific action is what we're seeing on the streets. To discuss more, Sharmila Joshi joins in. Sharmila, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Sharmila, let's start with the Tata Motors. Yesterday as well, the stock saw some smart gains. Today's price slightly muted, but clearly they did have an investor meet in yesterday's session, and a lot of key takeaways that have come in from this company. What's your view on a Tata Motors, and what would you recommend an investor to do?
Tata Motors is a very interesting stock. So I think when it was around 400 odd levels, it started this up move, and it was very clear even at that point in time that this was going to be one of those big up moves, because that's typically the way Tata Motors moves. When the up moves come, they seem to be very big up moves. And then following that, we had that whole they came to the press and they spoke about their EV plan for JLR and how by 2026, what is the kind of investments that they're going to do and what readiness they will have by 2026 in terms of having an electric vehicle for JLR. Then we had numbers, the quarterly numbers, and those were a big positive surprise. Following that, we had an announcement that they would be having a capex in making batteries for electrical vehicles. So this can be interpreted in many ways, because obviously they have an electrical vehicle piece in the Indian context, but they're also talking of making an offering for the global markets. So all in all, I think very good news for Tata Motors. And I don't know whether you should buy at this level, honestly, because the stock has already run up a lot and it's at sort of new highs. But definitely a stock that I like, and for once, I think all the news surrounding it is also.
Right, so that's with regards to Tata Motors in trade. Moving on, from the broader markets, you have a Jindal Poly Films. That stock is seeing some smart moves in today's session, and they've acquired 100% in JPF Netherlands investment. What would this acquisition actually mean for a Jindal Poly, Sharmila, and what would your view be?
So it's an interesting acquisition, because at the end of the day, honestly, when I read the news, I was just thinking that if you were to take a look at what's in your garbage, you would see that it's all kinds of interesting packaging. And this firm clearly it has three units in different parts of Europe, and they're all making some sort of specialized packaging. So that seems to be a business that's doing well. Having said that, the numbers for Jindal Poly weren't particularly good this last quarter. But if you were to sort of discount for the numbers, then I think that this is good news, because this kind of packaging is finding increased users and increased acceptance globally.
Right, so that's with regards to Jindal Poly. Another one, which is buzzing in trade over the last couple of trading sessions, is a Mazgon Shipbuilders. Now, ThyssenKrupp and India's Mazgon Dock Shipbuilders have signed a submarine MOU, and it's ThyssenKrupp which will be participating in the tender as well. What's your view on this? Because this seems to be a good contract that would be in the hands of Mazgon.
Yes. So I think this ties in very nicely with the whole focus that we've had on defense in this last year. And if you see a whole host of stocks, whether it's a Mazda Talk or whether it's in Sun Aeronautics, so various reasons, they've all seen very good rallies. Also, I think submarines as a product to be sort of present in that is very interesting. And it also ties in very nicely with that whole Make in India push that the government has been talking of. Because at the end of the day, we are like 1 year away from election, and I think that we will see a slew of announcements of this nature, where you will have that increased focus towards increasing Indian capabilities in various markets and products. So I think it ties in very nicely with all that. So yes, I think a good move for Mazgon. Once again, in terms of valuations, I'm not sure whether you should buy at this level. Having said that, it's a good event.
Right. Another name from the defense space, Sharmila, is Zen Technologies. They have got an order worth around 202 crores from the defense ministry. How do you look at it? Though a small player, but what's your view on the counter?
Yes, here I think I'm more positive for two reasons. One is, obviously I think taking off from what I was talking, what we were talking for Mazgon, that whole perspective of Make in India and the shift towards the kind of orders that defense is getting. But if you look at Zen Technologies in particular, we are talking about drone and that kind of technology, and it is again finding a lot of use in sort of training and getting our troops sort of combat ready, so to speak. And this company has come from a background where they went through a period where things didn't look for them, that tenders failed, etc. But now they're sort of been on a good turnaround path, and for them, I think this is even in terms of order size, is very good. So yes, I think possibly I'm more positive on Zen Technologies than CM as well.
Right, so that's with regards to Zen Technologies. Moving on to the railway space, Titagarh Wagons, 72% is the kind of up move that we've seen on a year-to-date basis on this counter. In fact, the railway stocks have been in the news and buzzing in as well. Now, Titagarh is looking to raise funds via QIP. That's what they're going to consider. How are you looking at Titagarh Wagons?
Once again, I think in terms of valuations, it's had a big, it's a very fairly priced, and as you said, the stocks had a huge run up. So you need to see how this money, this money raising plan that they're talking about, how they actually do that, whether it's a rights issue, whether it's QIP, how it's priced, etc. So I think yes, the kind of orders they're getting and all that is very exciting, but it's already all over the place.
Right. Ather is another one from the EV space. Now, Ather Industries has gone ahead and they've signed a LOI with a US-based company. And this LOI actually paves the way for them to sign a strategic supply agreement, in the next 3 months. Now, they've already mentioned as to what are the strategic products that they are looking at and the quantum. With this, what does it look like in terms of Ather for you?
Very interesting. I think if you were to just read the news a little bit more, then it really comes across as very interesting because first of all, the kind of volumes that they're talking of, which they are supposed to, I think that's already mentioned in the LOI, what kind of volumes that they're going to deliver in those 3 or 4 products that they're talking of. Those in itself are quite significant for a company of the size of India. Also, these products are going to be made in India for the first time. So not only will they be supplied to the US, but they would also be supplied to Indian companies. So all in all, I think this comes across as a very interesting development for the company. Definitely, I think this is a stock that we now need to keep on.
Right. Moving on, Tata Elxsi is another one which is buzzing in trade. In fact, good 20-25% up move that we've seen in the last couple of trading sessions. And they have partnered with ISRO. And this is to actually enable them for the upcoming Gaganyaan mission. What's going to be the size of the contract, the deal, etc. No details are known. But from past experience as well, from what we've seen, Sharmila, what do you make of a Tata Elxsi?
So once again, a very interesting stock because if you remember, it used to trade at around 9,000 odd levels, and you had like sort of quarter on quarter good numbers from the company, and then there was one quarter where numbers were bad and commentary was bad, and the stock corrected all the way down to I think sort of 6,000 odd levels. Now you had a quarter where earnings have been very decent. The stock has been recovering from its lows, and plus you had a couple of very exciting announcements. As you said, we don't know the details, and so it's too early to comment on all that. But in terms of development and how the stock is placed now, I think it looks very, very interesting to me. And it's a stock I like. So in that sense, this is the kind of numbers that they gave and the flow that they sort of that comes out from them is something that I will be tracking because it's a stock that I've already sort of recommended and bought at lower levels for plans.
Right. So that's with regards to where Tata Elxsi goes. Moving on, Gati is in focus as well in today's session. Some smart moves coming on in today's day of trade. And this is on the back of the business updates that they've announced for the month of May. Clearly, if you see in terms of the total volumes, which includes both surface and air, that has seen a growth of around 8% in the month of April as compared and up around 1% as compared to May. Overall, if you see the way volumes have continued to show an improving trend, that's what that comes across from here on. What's your view on a Gati?
So not just Gati, but I am not really too impressed with how the logistics of how logistics as a space has done. So now there was a time when GST was getting introduced, and the broad feeling was that one of the sectors that would benefit from that would be listed players in the logistics space, and somehow we haven't really seen that translate in the numbers of a lot of companies, even in spite of the fact that really in the pandemic a lot of deliveries, etc. They became more online, and people were really going to. So the sort of the focus on logistics as a sector improved. But so therefore on the background of that, this is very encouraging, and I think these could be signals that things are now beginning to fall in place for logistics as a space. So yes, from that perspective, it's interesting news, but I don't really have a call on the stock in terms of a buy or a sell.
Right. And very lastly, Sharmila, you have the OMC pack, which is HPCL, BPCL. Both these counters that have been trading under pressure in today's session. The last update that we have is in the way crude has been moving. The cut that Saudi Arabia has announced as well with regards to where the month of June goes. With all of this into consideration, how do you see it impacting OMCs and what's your view?
Well, little bit of a mixed bag, the sector is really, and my problem actually with really oil and gas as a space is that, or anything, I think even with the softer commodities like a sugar, etc., is that that government control does come in at some. So we had that whole period where you had that tax that was on oil, all these oil marketing companies, and now that's been cut back, and I think it's now nil, if I'm not mistaken. And we are now getting into an election year, so it will be interesting that I don't think that you're going to see oil prices being increased, etc. Because that's how typically things happen around elections. So, but what does that do for earnings then? Then how does that pan out? Given the fact that in any case, I think earnings have been sort of lukewarm. So this is a sector which has great value, but I really purely stay away from it for reasons.
Right. So that's the view coming in from Sharmila with regards to OMCs as well. Thank you, Sharmila, so much for joining us on the show and giving us those views on the names that we've already discussed so far. But clearly, if you see the Sensex as well, trying to reach towards the 63,300 marker, 140 points up move coming in there. And in terms of contributors, you have the HDFC Twins, ICICI Bank, as well as Reliance Industries, which are contributing to the gains that we're seeing on the Sensex. But apart from that, Jindal Poly, we spoke about SpiceJet, is seeing now gains of around 7.5%. Tata Tele is seeing some gains of around, TTML is up around 17 to 18% in trade. Scots is trading under pressure. Suzlon is down around 4% in today's session. So clearly, no major, moves that are coming in from a market perspective. A lot of stock-specific action is what we are seeing, but it's going to be interesting to watch out for how the last hour of trade pans out because it is expiry. We've managed to stay afloat. We've hit a high of around 18,777 in trade already, and that's the range where we are trading at. So slowly, steadily, the markets are trying to inch higher. Whether it's going to be sustainable or not is going to be something we need to wait and watch. That's all that we have on this session. Lots more lined up on the other side with regards to updates from the MPC, what it would mean for the markets, for the economy. Please stay tuned to BK Prime.